Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today is wet and miserable, standard British winter, so I thought what better day than to film my top winter essentials for any equestrian, only because it was so much rain, I've hardly been riding, and yeah, it's not going to be exciting content, me looking like a drowned rat. Anyway, let's kick it off with, speaking of not looking like a drowned rat, my first winter essential is some really good coveralls. The reason I'm putting those in there is because one, they act as an extra layer when it's a bit cold and you just need that extra layer that will just go over everything else because you've got warm in the car and you don't want to take anything off, so you just put this on over the top. But also they are a great time saver because I can go to the stables with my work clothes on, chuck these on over the top, keeps me clean, keeps me dry because they are waterproof too, and then when I'm done I can just take them off and I'm ready to go. So yeah, definitely go and get some overalls. The ones I've got actually are the Three Donkeys Dartmoor 2-in-1 coverall. They've got a really cool little zip in the middle, which means you can have just trousers, just top, and it means if you need to go to the loo, it can make things a lot easier because you just unzip the middle bit rather than having to take the whole off. Definitely a good design point on those. Okay, so the next winter essential is going to be mane and tail. Now I have the NAF silky mane, and this is vital with Lola because she has a really thick Irish mane, and she also likes to turn herself into a hippo when it's really muddy. So it is perfect for keeping those mud dreadlocks at bay and make it, well, maybe not at bay, but at least they're easy to get out. You're not stood there trying to get it all out of her hair. I've also been known to use it on her feathers and other areas of her body as well, because again, just that conditioner it puts on it just makes the mud just brush off really easily rather than getting all stuck in the thick Irish hair that she has. And she is very good at being a bog pony. Okay, so my next winter essential is some winter riding tights. Now I kept saying for years I was going to buy some because my knees would get so cold on hacks, they would get stiff, I would feel like an old granny when I got off. But I never seemed to get some. I think it's because I used to be a complete, traditional jumper breeches kind of girl. And then about 12, 18 months ago, I was converted to riding tights. And since then, I found it much easier to pick up some winter ones, because I was always like, oh, I don't want riding tights. I don't like them. I don't like the pull on. All of that stuff. Now, because I've been converted, really easy. And they have made such a difference especially when I'm out hacking. Because you're not doing much, so you actually can get a little bit cold when you're just sort of sat enjoying the view of the countryside. The ones I have are the Black Fort Equestrian winter riding tights, and I highly recommend those. And speaking of staying warm while you're riding and also dry, I am going to recommend the Woofwear waterproof riding gloves. Now these really are waterproof. I have dunked them in many buckets of water to just prove that they're waterproof, but also they're not too bulky because I always ride with gloves, but they've got to be close contact gloves, I guess would be the best way to describe them, so I can feel the reins and make little adjustments. And these actually really aren't that thick at all, but they do a great job of keeping your hands dry, which helps keep them warm and also keeping them warm. So yeah, definitely go and check out the Woofwear riding gloves. Also, if you want some waterproof yard gloves, they also do a yard glove version, which is thicker material, and like tougher material, I guess, for the yard jobs. Whereas these are sort of more like a proper riding gloves. They've got the patches between fingers and things, and sort of a thinner material. So yeah, Woofwear, check those out. And linking in again with that one, I have got to have warm hands. If my hands get cold, they get really painful. Like the knuckles and things just get really painful. And then actually I've been known to get quite faint because they've got so painful. Apparently that's called Raynaud's syndrome, I think, or something. Or that's what I've been told. and it is just something to do with the cold that just affects your circulation in your hands and your feet. But one solution, as well as having a good pair of gloves, another solution I found is the hand warmers from the Heat Company. Now, these are miracles in a little packet. They're great. You open the packet, and as the air gets into them, they're charcoal filled. So when the air gets them, the chemical reaction starts. They don't take long to get warm, and then when they do get warm, they stay warm for ages. So I've been known to open, because they come in pairs, a pair at 7:30 in the morning when I get to the yard because it's cold, and then actually by the time I get to the yard again at like 5:30, they are still warm, especially if you keep them inside the gloves that you put them in. I don't know why. You do get the odd one that don't, but generally they do last that long, and they are so warm. As I said, I just tuck them down the back, and then I can wear them when I'm riding and when I'm doing chores because they keep my hands warm, but they stay out of the way. They also, the same company, do heated insoles, which I have as well. So these just have a little sticky back. So you take them out of the packet, peel the sticky back bit off, stick it to your sock. So you have to put it like sock between you and it. And then just put your feet in your wellies or your riding boots, or both. So I'll start mucking out with them in, so my feet are nice and warm, and then I will keep them on my feet when I put my riding boots on. And I'm the smug one that's getting off at the end of a ride without the ice block toes, and you know when it hurts when you land and it jars all the way up. I'm just feeling quite smug at that point. I have recommended them to many people. Don't know if they've listened to my advice, but I think they should, because they, as I said, really good. Get them on Amazon, buy them in bulk. Fantastic. And who doesn't like enjoying a hot beverage? We're British. It's got to be a cup of tea. My little friend here. It's got to be a cup of tea, isn't it? You know, we're British, or coffee, or hot chocolate, or something else warming. And this is why I also say a big winter essential for equestrians is a thermal cup. Mine is from Snapfish, because you can put photos on, which is why mine has got a picture of Lola on it. But it keeps my, I'm going to say green tea. Don't come after me. I'm a green tea person. I think it's because I'm not a fan of tea, or really don't drink coffee either. So, but anyway, I have my green tea in it. So in the morning, I go to the yard before work, do all my chores, and then to help me warm up on the way to work when I'm going to the office, I've got my little travel teacup in my holder, kept my drink nice and warm. It even lasts probably longer than that. So like sometimes at the weekend I will go and have ride one of the girls, then have a tea break and it's still warm, drink my tea, and then crack on with the next one. So yeah, definitely get a thermal travel cup. And last but not least, it has got to be my Equi-light. I actually have two. Now these are a godsend. You know when you're trying to faff around doing up rugs or find your supplement tubs or whatever, and you're there with your phone and your torch and you're trying to juggle it, hold it under your chin, hold it under an arm, get someone else to hold it for you. No need, no longer. It also lights your way when you're trying to wheel wheelbarrows and walk places, because hands-free on your head, away you go. Rechargeable by USB, so if you've got a USB charger in your car, you're kind of never without it really, but it doesn't take long to charge at all. I frequently use mine in the morning when it's a bit dark in the winter, plug it into my PC when I'm at work. By the time I finish the day, it's probably charged by lunchtime, but it's all charged, ready for the evening. So really bright as well. It's got 3 brightness settings. Do be careful when it's on the brightest. Apologise to my friend at the yard, probably blinded you a couple of times when I've gone, yep, and it's on the brightest setting. But yeah, so bright, so if you need to find horses in fields, great for that too. But yeah, I think they are my winter essentials. If you think there's anything I should add to my list, or you want to share your winter essentials with us, because winter is tough enough for us equestrians without having all these little things to help us. So yeah, let me know in the comments anything you think I've missed, any of your key winter items you want to share. And really, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, I will catch up with you next time.